Let me start recording. Okay. So I'm going to be talking about Thomas Hopkins, A History with the Deaf before and after he began the ASL Deaf School. It'll be touching on what I talked about last week as well, but just a little bit more in depth into his life. So this is Thomas Hopkins Gallaudet's life before and after he founded the first American school for the deaf. Thomas was born in Philadelphia on December 10th, 1787, and he and his family moved to Hartford, Connecticut, where he attended elementary school. Then in 1802, he entered Yale at the age of 15 as a sophomore and ended up graduating with the highest honors in his class, and he was also one of the youngest at age 17. So after he graduated from Yale, he went on to try law, teaching, and business, but eventually he decided to end up on ministry. And it was one of this ministry trips with his family that he met Alice. So when he was visiting his family, he met Alice and Dr. Mason Cogswell, who, if you remember from last lesson, was very integral in helping Gallaudet start the American School for the Deaf. So Alice and Gallaudet became good friends, and he wanted to send her abroad to learn at one of the deaf schools in Europe, but because Cogswell didn't want Alice to be so far away, that didn't happen. And this inspired Gallaudet to form the first ever school for the deaf in Connecticut, which was called the Connecticut Asylum for the Education and Instruction of the Deaf and Dumb Persons, but luckily this was changed to the American School for the Deaf. So you guys already know the founding story for this American School for the Deaf, but after resignation, when Thomas Gallaudet resigned from being the principal, he spent the rest of his time devoted to writing children's books, dictionaries, and spellers, as well as continuing to work in the ministry. And these are some images of the books he eventually wrote. And as for Alice, after she met Thomas Gallaudet, she went on to learn at the American School for the Deaf and was one of the first students. She also was credited as one of the key figures in founding the American Sign Language, which, if you remember, was originally brought over by Laurent Clerc and based on the French Sign Language. Unfortunately, after Gallaudet's resignation, Alice passed away on December 30 at the age of 25. And this was just a few weeks before her own father, Mason Cogswell, died as well. And that's basically just a short, more in-depth look into Thomas Gallaudet's life as well as Alice. These are a few more sources and links if you're curious, and I can send this to you guys later. Do you guys have any questions? Thank you, Mr. D. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording now.